Um, this is like our third, fourth try of his audio was messed up, the picture messed up. It's just been everything. Gotta love technology, even though it's supposed to be top notch and everything. It's really not. Hope everyone's having a great day. We're going to be talking about WrestleMania, but first, before we do that, Felix, how are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, doing good. Just same old, working, hanging out with the missus. It's actually me and the missus' 2 year anniversary next month, so we're looking forward to that.
Oh,
Um,
2 years?
yeah, 2 years, man. It's unbelievable how quick it's flown by. Like honestly, when I think about it, and we've been together 2 years, I'm just like, well, yeah, it does not feel like it's been that long at all. So yeah, no, that's mad. So we're preparing for that. We're also going on holiday later this year in November. We're going to the Canary Islands in November, so we're looking forward to that as well. So yeah, yeah, life is going good. I'm also going to Turkey with some friends of mine in July. Yeah, July. So yeah, a lot of things lined up this year that I'm looking forward to. So yeah, life is good. Can't complain.
Well, it sounds like life is lining up just like it's lining up for me. I mean, in different ways of of stuff that we're going to, obviously because we don't live in the same place. But
Mm.
sounds like you're traveling more this year than you probably have in a while. Does,
Oh
does,
yeah.
does it seem like that?
Oh, definitely. Like abroad, I only traveled abroad once before, and that was last year. I went to Bulgaria with some friends. That was my first time going abroad because, yeah, I just never went abroad before. That, and I had my passport last year, so yeah, I went to Bulgaria with some friends of mine, had a blast. So yeah, just decided to go with the same people to Turkey this year, and then going to the Canary Islands with my girlfriend in November. So yeah, I definitely am traveling much more this year than I have in previous years. But honestly, like I've been wanting to travel to other countries and other places for a long time now in my life. So yeah, I'm very happy to be finally doing that and actually having the money now to do stuff like that. So yeah, no, life is good.
Nah, I hear that because it seems like the same way with me because I started traveling more last year with like going to events like outside of the normal areas that I would go to. And I feel like that's happening this year a little bit more too because Money in the Bank is in New Orleans. I'm going to that. Me and the wife are both going to that, and then we're seeing stuff in New Orleans because New Orleans is all about food, man.
Mm.
Well, I really hope I don't eat too much, but New Orleans is a very big food cultural place, so I can't wait for that.
Oh yeah. Actually, like when it comes to America, like there are a few places I want to go to America, but New Orleans is like top of the list, or if not top, then top three. It's right up there. I've always wanted to go to New Orleans, like especially because like I'm a huge like I'm a good Disney fan as well, and I love Princess and the Frog. Princess and the Frog is one of my favorite Disney films, and it's based in New Orleans. So, and I don't know, the culture of New Orleans has always been something that I've always been drawn to. And the food, like you said, it's a very food oriented place and it looks top notch. So, yeah, New Orleans is definitely one of the places I want to go to in the future.
Yeah. Thank you for anyone joining in. Please hit that like button. We're going to be talking about WrestleMania. Hello, welcome to the stream, and we're going to be doing all that. I mean, you wouldn't know with how we started out the first 4 minutes of just talking about how we doing, and then traveling and food and everything. But yeah, hello.
Hello, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, New Orleans, we're doing that. With that's in. It's weird. They got Money in the Bank on a Sunday. That's weird. That
I
I
think so.
No. Oh no, they do because I looked at it and I thought it was on a Saturday, but it's on a Sunday.
Hmm.
Weird. It's weird, but I guess they have a UFC show in New Orleans that same weekend, so they might do it on Saturday. Okay, why are we spamming hi? I already said hi, but
Yeah. Hi.
but yeah, and then in October we're going to Destin in Florida, so we're doing like a beach trip the next month. So going to be 2 months back to back. like that. Um, okay, let me get this up, and we're gonna dive straight into the card. Really, I know this is one of the weird with all the technical difficulties that we've had. I've kind of got to just go straight to the card, and we'll talk about it because I'm sure we're going to talk about a lot of this stuff. Um, what before I start with not just the build, because some of this build has just been shit, and it's really just because they've got 2 extra weeks. That 2 extra weeks to build onto more and more stuff. Now look, I was there when Brock did the open challenge and started it out in Atlanta. I was at that show. I was like, Oba should come out. Now I understand why they waited, because their build has been legit perfect to a Q, with it going to be 5 weeks of build. 5 weeks. Because the last week or last day will be technically tonight on Raw. Um what's your how you feeling about the 2 nights of WrestleMania just as a whole? You don't have to separate anything, just the 2 nights as a whole. Like,
As in the match card itself across the 2 nights. Um, I think it's weaker than in previous years overall. I would personally say it's weaker than in previous years, but it's still not a bad WrestleMania card. It's got some good matches in there, some exciting matches in there, some matches that when I look at it, I think it's gonna be a good match, but the build has been mediocre to shit. Or some matches that I'm just there like, it's just to get some people on the card. But yeah, in my opinion, it is weaker than in previous years. But I still think it's going to be a WrestleMania that's going to be enjoyable. I think it's going to be one of those WrestleManias that on paper is going to look weaker, but it's going to be a better show than some people are going to think it's going to be. I think it's going to. I mean, I say it's going to over deliver. It really does depend because some WrestleManias are like that where the card is weaker, but then it actually turns out to be a really good Mania. And then there are some Manias where the card is actually really good, and then it turns out to be disappointing. Like, for example, WrestleMania 34. 34 had a really good card, and then it turned out to be quite mediocre. So
yeah.
it depends on what they deliver on the night. Um,
Uh
US, Tyler's US, I'm UK.
yeah, I was about to say I'm a little more superior and everything, right? So I joke when I say that because I'm not going to get into it. I was about to say something and go off the rails, but I'm not going to say. It is weaker for sure. Definitely mid, under deliver at best. Well, I'm going to say this. I'm more excited about the card looking at it this one than last year, and I don't not by much, but I feel like I feel like looking at the card, I like this year's than last year before the show started. So I don't know, but I don't know how that is though. I don't know. It'll be we'll see. We'll see. So on Saturday, the first hour will be on ESPN2, not on ESPN. Um, for people that don't understand that, ESPN2 is basically their second channel where it's like, we'll throw something on ESPN2 to, you know. So on Saturday night, it kind of sucks that that's going to be that for night two, or for night one, it's going to be ESPN2. I wish both hours was on ESPN, because I feel like that would give bigger eyes to them, and then they'd be like, "Oh man, we've got to get it." But the first 2 matches, and we'll talk about the first one. Um, the 2 matches featured on the first hour on Saturday will be the first one: Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and I Show Speed. I know people don't like the celebrity thing, but Speed actually probably going to be very athletic and actually look decent in there.
This is the least I've been hyped from. Welcome to the stream, Josh. By the way, this is the least I've been hyped from Mania since I think 26. Uh, yeah, I wouldn't say this is the least hyped I've been about Mania since around then, but it's up there. It Some matches are saving it for me in terms of my excitement, like Brock Ober, Punk, and Roman. Um, I'd say Liv and Stephanie. I feel like that's going to be a sleeper match because their build has been really solid. One of the better builds of the Mania matches, I think. The ladder match for the IC title, I think, is going to be a really good, exciting ladder match. So I'm excited for that one. Um, but yeah, it's like overall, it is definitely one of the weaker ones, but it should still be a good Mania, I think, as long as they get some booking decisions right and they actually deliver on some matches that are going to be exciting.
Yeah. So you versus the Usos and LA Knight. This is how LA Knight gets on the card, and look, I don't care what people think about really LA Knight if you like him or don't like him, but the last year and a half to 2 years he has been doing so very good work, and it seemed like it doesn't pay off at the end. I don't know what he has to do to even to like get like and I hate to say this with him is interesting considering the potential of Raquel turning on Liv. Yeah, that could happen. It'll be interesting. But I think this will be, I don't know if this is going to start it out or Fatu or Drew's going to start it out because that's sort of the two matches. I'm assuming Drew and Jacob probably will start it off. So
I was
people,
gonna say, yeah, I think they'll start off with Drew and Fatu because it's a nice, exciting, brawling singles match to start off the show. Like I just feel like that's the direction they'll go. Brock Ober is legit the only thing making me put my Netflix on Sunday. Personally, yeah, that's fair. I mean, Brock and Ober it has been the best build of Mania to say the least. They
yeah.
just have by a country mile. And it's one of the matches that everyone's is excited for. Um, but yeah, we'll go on to Brock and Ober when we actually get to the match.
So we'll just get down to it. I think Speed and especially Theory and Logan just winning the tag titles. I think they need the win more than the Usos and LA Knight. So I'm gonna say the Vision and Speed wins over the Usos and LA Knight.
Um, See, I don't know. I feel like either Division and Speed win, or the Usos and LA Knight win by pinning Speed specifically. Um, because I just can't get the feeling out of my head that Speed is in the match just to take the pin because it's Speed. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go different from you, and I think I'm gonna go the Usos and LA Knight because I feel like LA Knight could use a big win. Well, I mean, it's not really a big win because it's just a 6-man tag match, but LA Knight deserves a victory at WrestleMania. I think so. I personally would go Usos and LA Knight to win
Oh
because it's not
well.
like it's not like it's for the tag team title. So, in my opinion, Division can just lose that match, still be the tag team champions, and then go on to face the Usos at the next pay per view and probably win that match. So yeah,
Yeah.
Danhausen and the Curse might play a role in that match with Speed. Yeah, possibly. I would not be surprised if Danhausen gets involved in that. I would not be surprised whatsoever. In fact, yeah, that's what I'm going to predict. Thank you for putting that idea in my head. I'm going to think Danhausen's going to get involved, Curse Speed, and that's how they lose. Yeah.
You know what? I wouldn't mind that. So if I take the L on this one, I take the L. But I feel like the Vision needs to win just to gain more momentum to for something. Um, Unsanctioned match. Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. They have beaten each other from limb to limb. That one episode, they literally on SmackDown, and I don't get to watch SmackDown, but I've seen the clip where they literally beat up each other for the entire episode of SmackDown. And to me, when there's angles like that, it makes me laugh. and it makes me feel like, you know what, this is some realism coming in where, just a brawl and everything. So,
I
um,
love Smith and Danhausen. Fuck Logan Paul always and forever. I
whoa, whoa,
agree with
whoa,
this.
whoa, 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 Josh, don't hide it. We know Logan Paul's your favorite. So, but Jacob and Drew have been beating the hell out of each other, and this has been something fun to watch. Just seeing them go at it. Drew will be filming a movie after Mania, so that makes me think Jacob's going to win just because of that. Um,
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I think it'll be a very, very, very fun and grueling match, but yeah, I think Jacob's going to win here. I mean, maybe we're wrong, but I really do think it's going to turn out to be where, they had this secret attack on Jacob, and they said, and he thinks it's Drew, and I think it's going to turn out to be Randy because of the punt. So
Drew filming the Highlander, probably Drew loses and it's written off TV for some time. I agree. Yeah, that's exactly why I think Fatu's going to win as well. It's because Drew's filming Highlander after WrestleMania. So yeah, he's going to be off TV for a while. So there's no point in him winning that match. Fatu needs it more. And to be honest, I think Fatu needs a big win at WrestleMania more than Drew does anyway.
yeah,
So I think Fatu should win this match. So yeah, I check out Fatu for the win. But I am excited for this. This is going to be a brawl. I think it's going to be a really good match.
yeah, I can't wait to see what the hell they do, because the last unsanctioned match we got to see was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and that was
That was amazing. That was
that,
incredible.
that was pretty damn good. Um, my prediction for Rhea defeating Jade, and the bell is to win. Is Nikki even going to be available? I thought they said something about her neck, but I think she's fine now. Maybe. Well, we'll give our predictions on. Actually, that's the match we're going to go to next. The women's tag team championship fatal four way. Nia Jax and Last Legend defending against. Okay, Charlotte and Alexa, Bailey and Lila, and the Bella Twins.
I
My
don't know,
prediction.
but do you think Solo and the NTF get involved in the Chickapatu match? Maybe, but I wouldn't want to see it. You know
It
what?
doesn't
No,
need
no, I don't think they
to.
will. I think it'll just be a straight up one-on-one match. No interference, just a brawl, just a fight. I think that's the way it should be. So no, I don't think Solo and the NTF will get involved. My prediction is, will there be any color in that match? My feeling is no, because it's too early in the shower. Do you mean the show? Um, I don't know. It could be. I think if there's any match that has the potential to have color, apart from the big main event matches, I think it will be that one because it's unsanctioned. It's unsanctioned, so they could like have some color in that match. So I would say don't rule it out. Don't rule it out. I think there might be some because we know Drew's not afraid to get colored in a match. He's not afraid to bleed, as we know from that Hell in the Cell between Punk and McIntyre. He's not afraid of getting bloodied up. So yeah. Um. So yeah, that's my prediction. I think there might be some color, but it really is dependent on what they do.
Um, I with it being unsanctioned, I really do hope it is. And also, you start off the show with that match with people watching on ESPN2, and they see blood, they're like, oh shoot, like, oh, we might need to watch. I wouldn't be surprised if there is. Hello, I sub. Thank you for subbing. Appreciate you for doing that. Thank you for being in here. Um, but yeah, the women's tag team championship match. Um, I do not think Nia and Lash is going to retain. This is the perfect way.
Thank God.
This is the perfect way to get the titles off of them, in my opinion. You got Fatal Four Way with six other women in this match. Charlotte and Alexa have been champions. I don't think they win. Um, so I think it's one of the other two teams for sure. Um, I feel like one of us is going to get this one wrong for sure. I don't know why. Maybe both of us do. I don't know. Um, because do they want to put the titles on the Bella Twins, or are they going to do it to two workhorses that we know are going to put those titles um big time? Only reason I'm hesitant Only reason I'm hesitant about saying the Bella Twins winning is because Nikki, with her, her injured foot and other stuff, that it's kind of questionable if she's going to be able to. So I'm gonna go with Bailey and Lila for that reason. I'll go with Bailey and them.
Okay. It is definitely going to be between Bailey and Lyra or the Bella Twins. It's going to be between those two teams for sure. Who do I think is the right choice to put the belts on? I think it's Bailey and Lyra. I think you got to put them on the team that are clearly workhorses and they're going to actually defend the titles consistently and try and bring some, well, not prestige, but like, some reputation to them. Oh damn, I thought she was cleared last week. I don't know. Um, like me personally, I think Bailey and Lyra is the right choice to put the titles on. Do I think they will do it? I don't know. Because I think how they're going to see it is the Bella Twins is a legendary like women's tag team. They're gonna want the tag team titles to be put on them at least once so they can say that they've been tag team champions. So if Nikki's cleared and if Nikki is in the match, unfortunately, I just think Bella Twins are gonna win. I think anyway. Otherwise, Nia and Lash retains. No, I don't think Nia and Lash retains. I don't think so whatsoever. I thought, unfortunately, I think Bella Twins do win the titles, which I'm sad to say because I don't really want to see that. I don't want to see the tag team titles being put on part-time um champions and go through that again. But yeah, unfortunately, I just see that happening because I think Nikki will make it because I feel like if Nikki wasn't going to make it, they would have mentioned something by now and said the Bella Twins are not able to be cleared, so this is the tag team that's going to replace them. I feel like they would have said something by now if Nikki wasn't going to be able to wrestle in the match. If they don't, though, I think they'll get replaced by Oscar and Kyrie. I think that's the tag team that they'll be replaced with. And I don't think Oscar and Kyrie will win the belts. So if the Bella Twins don't make it, then it's Bailey and Lyra. But if the Bella Twins are there, I think the Bella Twins are unfortunately going to win. So that's my prediction. Bella Twins win the titles.
Okay. So that gives me a bonus match just in case if they do add it to one of these nights. If they add Oscar and Io, if they do, which you would think they would, because leaving Io Sky off of WrestleMania seems like the most mind-boggling thing with Tiffany Stratton being off the card. Both women's champions being off the card is crazy.
Yeah, honestly, I think Io not having a match at WrestleMania yet is a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. There is no reason you should have a WrestleMania where Io Sky is not on the card. Like she is one of your top female wrestlers. In fact, scratch that. One of your top wrestlers in the company. Bell to bell, one of the best in ring wrestlers the company has. So the fact that you don't have a match for her at WrestleMania yet is unforgivable. Maybe that has got to do with EO vs Asuka not being declared. Yeah, perhaps. I think that's also why. It's because they're thinking if Nikki doesn't get cleared, then they're gonna have Asuka and Kyrie in the match. But then what does EO do? EO then has nothing, which it can't happen. They could just add Raquel and Roxanne as Bella replacement, possibly. Possibly, that's a shout. That is a shout. Yeah, in my opinion, there's no reason why Oscar and Io shouldn't happen at WrestleMania. And if that does happen, I think Io wins. Io beats Oscar and Kyrie turns babyface. That's my prediction. Kyrie turns babyface in the match.
Oh yeah.
Or after the match. This is what I think will happen. This is what I think will happen. Io will beat Oscar. Oscar will blame Kyrie for it. Like berate her or abuse her after the match Kyrie will finally have enough of it and snap and just beat up Oscar, turn babyface, align back with EO. That's what should happen if the match gets added. Um, it hopefully gets added because I feel like that would be a good match to have on WrestleMania. So yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say anything that you didn't say. I think that's what I would do too. So completely agree. Um, a match that was added just a couple of weeks ago: Seth Rollins versus Gunther. Now we all know because of injuries and don't know when with people, being cleared or whatnot or whatever plans they have. This is the match we're getting, and I'm not going to complain about it because it seems like a very good match. Just even though there's no build to it, doesn't make any sense. Sometimes I'm fine with that, especially when you got Seth and Gunther in the ring. Um, I don't know if they were let them go all out. If they do, this probably could be one of the best matches. So, um, overall as a whole, what's your what's your thoughts on this match and predictions and everything and how it even played out?
Um, I'm excited for this match just purely from a in-ring standpoint. Like, I feel like it's going to be an amazing match between Seth and Gunther because, I mean, we know what both men can do in the ring. We both know the matches that either men can have. So, on paper, this could arguably be match of the night from an in-ring perspective. Potentially match of the weekend, in all honesty. Um, obviously, there's no build to this. There's no storyline with this. It's just thrown together randomly because Braun Breaker wasn't cleared. It's no secret that Seth versus Braun Breaker was going to be the original match. Um, but as a backup plan, I'm not mad at this.
No.
Um, just I think how they should do this going forward because Gunter has been saying to Paul Heyman that Heyman now owes him a favor, right? Or more than a favor, he said technically. So I think they should use this as a way for Gunter to finally face off against Brock in the future. Like that's how I think they should do this. Like in the future, Paul Heyman will owe Gunter a favor or something like that. Gunter just feels like an emergency break glass situation for Seth, nothing more, nothing less, which makes me mad upset. Yeah, that's fair, but I still think there's a way they could turn this into a mini storyline with Paul and Gunter. Like I said, Paul owes Gunter a favor, and Gunter in the future gets his hands on Brock Lesnar, and who knows, could be the man to eventually retire him. Who knows? Um, just yeah, I feel like that's the way that they'll probably go down with Gunter and Brock in the far future. In terms of the match, I'm excited for the match. I can't. Yeah, I think they're going to absolutely tear the house down. In terms of who I think will win, I'm 50-50 on it. If I'm honest. Um, I think I don't know. This one's more difficult to predict because there's no story. So it's like who needs to win more here? Yeah, with Braun Breaker medically cleared, maybe he returns. If he was medically cleared, though, they should have just done Seth and Braun Breaker.
I don't mean to stop you there, but I'm pretty sure I've seen where he is actually cleared. Um, they want to do the Braun Breaker and Seth thing after WrestleMania and have a proper build to it.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. So yeah, I think Seth wins barely. I think Seth wins, and then Braun Breaker attacks him after the match. Or see, now that this is where my other mind will go. Braun Breaker could get involved mid-match and cost Seth the match, so Gunther wins. Oh God, now I really don't know. Um, I feel, oh God, this is tough. Oh, I may change my mind and go Gunther. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna go Gunther. I think Braun's gonna get involved mid-match. Uh, I think Gunther's gonna get. I mean Braun Breaker's gonna get involved mid-match. Cost Seth. And yeah, I think Gunter's winning. I think Brian costing Seth and send up a match for Backlash. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, or they could even go longer build with this and build it to like I don't know Money in the Bank or something like that. But yeah, I I'm gonna go with Gunter. The final decision.
Well, wait a minute. Money in the Bank is a long ways away.
How long? How long away is Money in the Bank?
Money in the Bank is in September this year.
Oh no, it's after SummerSlam this year.
Yes,
Oh fuck. Okay, so maybe SummerSlam then. I thought it was on the same time as every other year, like in June or July. I didn't
not
think it was in fucking September.
not this year. I mean, WWE kind of fucked New Orleans over WrestleMania. So I mean, the way they got Money in the Bank, they probably couldn't have done it in June or July because they already got stuff set up.
Mm. So yeah, maybe SummerSlam or yeah, maybe Backlash. It depending on how long they want to build it on. But yeah, I thought mid June, like last couple of exactly what I thought. But no, apparently it's in September. So yeah, that's
The
prematurely.
only reason I know it's in September this year is because I'm going to it. So that's the only reason I know it's in September because I remember when they announced New Orleans for um for Money in the Bank. I said, "Oh, okay." I said that could be an event I go to because it's only 7 hours away. And I look and I'm like, September. Eh, Kind of weird, but okay. But yeah, FIFA World Cup. That's why later this year, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Um, but yeah, when you said Seth, it hit my head. I said I don't see Seth winning. I Even if Braun doesn't interfere, do people not realize Gunther has like a 85% win percentage when Triple H has booked him, or maybe 90%? Dog, this motherfucker does not lose.
Yeah,
He does
true,
not.
but
He
yeah,
does not
true, but
lose.
true, but he has lost at WrestleMania before.
Well,
He lost at
look,
WrestleMania against Sami Zayn.
look. WrestleMania is his like kryptonite. I will say that. But yeah, this got to be a Gunther win, I believe. So
I think Gunther will win as well, just purely off Braun Breaker costing
yeah,
Seth the match.
I think when I saw that report, I was like, oh, Braun Breakers don't interfere and all that. It's a decent arena. I enjoyed it when I went. Should be good for Money in the Bank. Yeah, it should be good. I can't wait to be at the Smoothie King Center for the Money in the Bank. They haven't opened up tickets all the way yet, so I'm kind of eager for them to finally do that to see what prices I'm going to be paying for 2 tickets. So hopefully they lower the ticket prices, like Punk says. Probably lower them what, $10 or something. Oh shoot. Um, Talking about CM Punk, his wife AJ Lee defending the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch. I thought their match at Backlash was actually pretty solid. I Especially for AJ's first match. And I thought AJ looked really good against Bailey too. I know Bailey is just Bailey. Bailey is really good. But I thought AJ looked pretty good in that match too. She seems like she's getting her rent about her with in the ring. Now the promo stuff, I actually liked the backstage segment they did last week. I think it was last week, where it was just her talking to Michael Cole, and then Becky comes in, and Becky's, rating Michael Cole, and Michael Cole just gets up, says, "I'm not dealing with this," and just leaves. And they have this face to face going back and forth, and I feel like that was one of the first times I think I felt that AJ Lee felt like herself, and it sounded authentic. It sounded real. It just sounded like the AJ that 10 years ago. And I was like, why can we not get more of that? Like that was like really good. Um, I will say this: if EO doesn't get a match, they should have just somehow added her into this picture on the build and had her in this match as well, so she could be at least on the card. So if she isn't on the card, yeah. But I think this will be another decent, good match. But I think this is AJ Lee taking another break and Becky getting the championship back. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Which, I mean, for people who don't know my opinion on this match, AJ Lee and Becky for WrestleMania for the IC title, I didn't want to see it again at WrestleMania. I wanted a new opponent for AJ Lee for WrestleMania. I knew this was the way they were going to go. They were always going to go down this route and have the final match between these two be at WrestleMania. But I wanted a new opponent for AJ Lee, and I wanted someone else to take the title off AJ Lee, and that's Roxanne Perez. Especially now that I know she's healthy right before WrestleMania. I think Roxanne Perez, considering AJ Lee is her idol, and they could go a very interesting storyline with that. I feel like Roxanne Perez could have been perfect to take the title off AJ Lee and project her into more stardom and stuff like that. But obviously they were always going to go down Becky and AJ. Um, yeah, Becky wins just purely because AJ Lee is going to be having a break and they'll want to take the title off her before she goes on a break. But I'm just looking at it as like, what does Becky winning a third IC title do for her or the title? It doesn't do much. So I'm hoping Becky wins it back, but just as a short term transitional champion type thing, because Becky doesn't need it. Like, Becky can lose it the next day on Raw or SmackDown and it not affect her whatsoever. Or she could
I
lose it at the next PLE and then be fine. So
yeah.
yeah, in my opinion, it should go to someone like Roxanne Perez or Raquel Rodriguez, or just someone who's on the build, on the build up in the women's division, not someone who is should be in the main event scene, for example.
Yeah. 200 for nosebleeds on Raw. My gosh. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Um, um, I think, I could see Becky, if Becky does win it back, I could see her holding it till maybe like SummerSlam and then having her lose it then. So it's on like a semi big stage and big, quote, quote, show. And then Becky slowly is going to try to go after the world title because I feel like she's been in this mid card range for a little bit way too long, and I think she needs to go up. So
Yeah, like I said, I think the first time she won the IC title was really good for the IC title to bring a lot of prestige to it, and for Becky to elevate the title to the standards that she elevated them to. But just winning a second, third time, just I feel like it's a bit excessive. I've like I said, I don't think Becky's the right person to be winning back the title, but it's the way they're going to go down. Yeah, I just hope the person that Becky puts over eventually is someone like a Roxanne Perez or someone who could really use it to progress their career onwards.
I like that, Josh.
Keeps it till SummerSlam, drops it to maybe a debut in Sol Ruka. I wouldn't, yeah, I'd be happy with Sol Ruka. Like Roxanne Perez, Sol Ruka, just someone like that, someone that's on the up and up.
Yeah. Um, to be honest, minus Jacob and Drew, and then, well, the match wise that I think we're going to get out of Cody and Randy. Stephanie and Liv is probably the best story and best just beating the fuck out of each other type of thing. I know everyone saw that big ass knot or whatever the fuck it was on her forehead.
Ow.
I don't know what Liv or Roxanne was doing at that moment and why they were so close. I don't think it was meant to happen, of course. And then when she gets hit through, and I know she probably stopped herself, but the way she looked after she got hit like through the television or whatever. That's the savings they've had has. I think this build has been really, really good just overall as a whole.
Yeah.
And normally you, and it's not being me being like this or not, but normally you don't say that about women's builds because WWE forgets how to do women's builds. It's like they just shut off. But this has been really good. I've had a bump on my head like that before. They hurt bad. Well, hopefully, I mean, I think she'll be fine, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
I was
go
gonna say, like, I'd be very surprised if Roxanne or Liv did have a concussion from that, because that looked nasty. Like, and that sounded nasty as well. The noise when their heads smacked together was sickening. Like, you could actually hear their heads collide and go smack against each other. It was, oh no, literally it sounded like a knocking sound when they collided. It was nasty. Um, and yeah, obviously that bump on Liv's head was like that, so it's looked brutal. Like I wonder if I wonder how Roxanne is like. I wonder if Roxanne is something similar, or whether she actually got the better of it. But yeah, no,
I,
it looked nasty for both
I
women.
know it was told that they were both in concussion protocol, and then the damn next day, her Liv and damn Raquel is at a basketball game, and she got that big ass thing on her forehead, and they showing it on ESPN. I'm like, boy, I said okay. So that tells me Liv is probably okay. Hopefully Roxanne is too. Um, Now this might not be a popular opinion when I say this with my prediction, but I think Stephanie will retain here against Liv.
Wow.
Because I'm looking at this card and I'm looking at a lot of new champions. There's gotta be one that retains. So or maybe two that retains. I can't have all the championships damn flip like this. So I'm gonna go with
Fair.
Stephanie. I'm gonna go with Stephanie retain. I don't know if Rox or if Raquel gets involved here. I feel like it's maybe too soon to do it all the way.
Hmm.
Um, but I may be wrong. I don't know, but I do think Raquel will get involved in some way and maybe mess up Liv. But I got Stephanie retaining however she does.
I'm gonna go different. I do think Liv wins. And honestly, it's not because like I'm a huge fan of Liv compared to Stephanie. I actually prefer Stephanie as an in-ring wrestler. I prefer Stephanie. Um, so like I would love Stephanie if she retained. I would love it. Um, but no, I think Liv will win. I just think ever since she won the Rumble, I think she's been on that trajectory to be back at the top. So I just think I think Liv wins for me. I think Stephanie's reign has been unfortunately booked pretty poorly, and I'm just thinking like, what else can she do with the title beyond Liv? Like, who else is there for her to really face? That's really going to be interesting. That's not on a different brand. So like, if she were to retain and then have her be on a different brand and have a more different opponents to face, then maybe. But no, me personally, I think Liv wins.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, the main event of night one. Let's just go ahead and talk about it. Um,
What do you want
great
to talk
old,
about?
great old Pat McAfee is the one calling Randy Orton, supposedly. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I truly, truly hope that we get a higher up more than Pat McAfee that's shown at WrestleMania that helps Randy Orton win. Because I do not think Cody Rhodes is winning this match at all. I don't think so. Because you're telling me Pat McAfee just said, has been saying, oh, if Cody wins, I won't ever be in the business again. You're telling me TKO and WWE and they're going to have Pat never show up again? So I mean, unless Pat's a man of his word and actually does not show up again, I mean, I don't see Cody retaining here. So I got Randy winning. I think that's the right move. I think that's been the right move just overall as a whole, even with this sorry ass build that they've had. Um, and I don't really even want to talk about it much because it's just like of a story like Cody and Randy. You would think it would be so simple. I mean, so simple to do a build. And TKO just said, you know what? Let's just. But I mean, nonetheless, like I want to say, if this was Triple H all the way and whoever was on the phone call, I think it would have been Kevin Owens. I think that's how they would have had Kevin's name be part up and then have him show up, not to do anything because I don't think Kevin's ready to do anything yet, but just to say, hey, I'm the one that reminded Randy who the hell he is. And it would have been way, way more believable than Pat. But whatever, whatever. Um,
They could have done many people. They could have done they could have done Kevin Owens. They could have done The Rock. They could have done Bob Orton. They could have done Ric Flair. They could have done Batista. They could have done Edge. Well, not Edge because he's AW, but you know what I mean. Like they could have done so many people. John Cena. Just anyone that knows anyone that knows Randy and who he used to be, well, the Viper and the voices in the head and all that. Anyone who's able to talk to Randy like that and get a reaction out of him like that should have been someone like that, not Pat McAfee. I'm sorry, like no offense to Pat. I know he probably has been a WWE fan for a lot of his life and all that, and he knows who Randy is. But you telling me someone like Pat McAfee could talk Randy into that state of mind like that? Get out of here. There's no way that it's believable he could do something like that. And also, I'm sorry. I feel so sorry for Cody Rhodes. That because this is 2 years in a row in WrestleMania main events that his storyline has been either ruined or revolved around a celebrity. Travis Scott last year, and now Pat McAfee and fucking Jelly Roll this year. I feel so bad for him because it's just shit. Like, why have celebrities revolve around your main event world title storylines? Nothing good ever comes out of it. Just keep them out of it. Like, celebrities can have a role in the show, yes. In certain storylines where it makes sense or it calls for it, have a comedic effect, whatever. Like Speed in the 6-man tag, that somewhat makes somewhat sense because Speed can have a comedic effect with the Vision and all that, and they could put Danhausen in and even make more comedic. Fine. But people like Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll should not be getting involved in any main event storyline whatsoever, in any way, shape, or form. Like, and just for it to be a part of a WrestleMania build is disgraceful. And I really hope they're doing this massive swerve that it's someone higher up that's like pulling the strings, like The Rock or someone else, but I don't think it is, unfortunately. I just feel like they just done this for the sake of selling tickets. Like, there's a reason why straight away, as soon as Pat McAfee's got involved in this storyline, it's been all selling tickets and telling people that there's a discount on tickets and all that sort of stuff. That's clearly what they put Pat McAfee in the build for, is to sell tickets because their ticket sales were low because of their ticket prices. So yeah, it's just I could go on even longer about this rant to do with Pat McAfee and the build, but I'd be here all night. But yeah, just like you said before, how could they fuck up such a simple storyline between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, two people who have nearly 20 years of history together, 20 years of legacy, if you will. Like,
I
it
don't
should have
know.
been the easiest. Should have been the easiest storyline of all time to book. A classic case of teacher versus student. Like, honestly, considering the storyline has been built up for so long and people have been excited for this particular feud ever since Cody Rhodes has came back to the WWE, that this feud has been sort of like anticipated and looked forward to, and they decide to ruin it this bad. It's just, I have no words for it. I'm still somewhat excited for the match because I feel like it's going to be a good match. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be a good match, but they fucked this storyline right up, like right up. To be honest, I think they made the wrong move with turning Randy heel when they did. I think they should have waited till WrestleMania. I feel like they should have waited till WrestleMania to turn Randy heel. They should have done it where Randy and Cody stayed babyface throughout the build. Like, have some promos against each other and whatsoever, fine. But have it be built mostly on their past history and respect for each other and all that. And then at WrestleMania, you know, they go at each other. There's multiple near falls from both sides. Randy's like, I can't beat this guy. You know, Cody's kicked out of an RKO, maybe a second one. Randy's sitting there just like, I can't beat this guy. This guy's just kicking out of everything. And then that's when the voices start getting to his head and then influence him to do something that he hasn't done in a long time and punts Cody like kicks his head off and then pins him then 1, 2, 3. And then either that or just absolutely obliterates him and then Punk kicks him. Just something like that to win the belt. That would have been a whole lot more effective than the way they've done this now. Like, don't get me wrong, the heel turn when it happened was good, and the beat up that happened afterwards was great. I just felt like that should have been saved for WrestleMania, and then they could build on that storyline after WrestleMania with Randy as the heel champion and have Cody chase into SummerSlam. That's the way I would have done it, and I feel like that's the way that should have happened. But regardless, it's going to be a good match, and yeah, I don't see any other result other than Randy Orton wins. Randy is going to be a 15-time world champion. Oh, actually, is it 16 now? It will be a 16th. Yeah, it will be a 16th world championship, I think.
No,
So
no,
yeah, I
no,
think he
no.
will be.
No, I think it's 15 because they've been saying he's changes. He's been chasing 15.
Okay, so yeah, I think he will be
Yeah,
a 15-time world champion. So yeah, Randy wins.
yeah. The last thing I'll say is I do feel bad about with Cody for sure because it's like man, this is it's this just kind of sucks for him. But I'm gonna just tell you right now, whenever he does turn heel, he is going to have all the damn ammo for the reasoning why he's turning heel. You had there is no like the ammo that Cody Rhodes is going to have for the reasoning of turning heel is going to be unlimited with all the stuff that's happened. So
Yeah,
I guess that's
I
one.
think I think I think we saw a sneak peek of it in that like shoot promo he did, because you could tell he's pissed. You could tell he's really
Yes.
annoyed about it. Like from that promo, you could just tell that he is not happy about how this has happened. And I don't blame him. Hell, Damian Priest has even gone out and said himself that he was very annoyed and kind of pissed off about the whole Pat McAfee situation. Like, I don't know if you've seen Damian Priest quotes about it, but he said something about it and said that he was not very happy.
I'm not a jokester like that, but so I can't help you with that. Um, yeah, but that's Saturday night's card. Um, I think overall as a whole, I'm more excited for Sunday. I think they really should have switched Finn and Dom to Saturday and like moved like AJ and Becky to Sunday because there's only one women's match on this Sunday card, and I feel like there should be two. So I think they should have balanced it out. They had a problem with that last year of balancing out nights. I don't know what it is. Like, how hard is it to balance out nights?
Mm. Yeah,
Like,
like they
like
tend
I
they
don't
tend to
understand.
always make they tend to always make night two the more stacked of the nights, which I understand. Like night two is meant to be the main you know what I mean? Like the main event of WrestleMania Night 2 is the main event, so it's the bigger show of the two. So I understand they have to make Night 2 at least a little bit stronger. But yeah, some WrestleManias they make Night 1 look so meh compared to Night 2. It's ridiculous. Like you could do
Yeah,
a little bit of better job of balancing.
yeah. The two matches in the first hour. We'll talk about the ladder match first, but I don't think that'll be the first match. Um, you got Penta defending against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McBobblehead, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio. Um, in a ladder match, and I fully think I'm going to enjoy this match a lot. I think everyone's going to. The oddball is Rusev, but I think it'll work out because I'm glad to see Rusev on the WrestleMania card, even though they've Rusev honestly had been doing very good work, and then it's like he took a break off of television. Don't know if that was him or WWE saying, "Hey, take a break." Um, but I've noticed that they've been allowing the talent to take a break if they're not going to be able to be used in like for a couple of weeks. I've noticed that. So good on them for at least doing that and not making them sit backstage for no damn reason. So
Mm.
um
I Yeah, I do like the
go ahead.
talents they involved in the ladder match. Just I feel like there are still some people missing from the card that I feel like should be involved in this. Well, this guy not so much, but for the US title he should be involved. Carmelo Hayes. There's no reason why Melo should not have a WrestleMania match. I'm sorry. Like, how can you have Melo be US champion not that long ago, just recently, and yet he not have a WrestleMania match? That's just mad to
Well,
me.
honestly, Melo's been the wrestler of the year for WWE. Like minus Punk, him and Punk have did the best matches of all of them this year. So I think it's a very much of a disgrace. And look, we have one more SmackDown. Maybe they finally throw him in the match. We're hoping. I don't like how they throw people into matches like just like that for no reason. But to be honest, I hope he is. But yeah, I was going to get to that for sure. He's definitely missing from the card, and it's kind of a travesty that he's not on the card at the moment. So,
Yeah, like in my opinion, he should be making that US title match a triple threat between Sammy, Trick Williams, and Carmelo Hayes. That should be a triple threat match. You could even make it a fatal four way with Ilya Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov is another person that is missing from the WrestleMania card that I'm like, why would you leave him off? Ilya is a great talent.
I'm gonna be honest. This is what I would have done. I would have had Sammy and Trick just one on one match, not for the title. And I have Mello and Dragonoff for the U.S. title. I would have held off on Dragonoff and Mello for WrestleMania because I believe those two deserve it with how they've really treated the U.S. title. So
Hmm. But
that
yeah,
that that's
and
what I would have done.
yeah, but yeah, like there are three people that I think are missing from this WrestleMania card. One, Carmelo Hayes, two, Ilya Dragunov, and three, this is the one that is not as talked about because he's not as featured on main storylines as much, but Aleister Black. How could you have Aleister
Mhm.
Black on your roster and not have him in a match at WrestleMania or any PLE? I mean, it's probably because I'm probably biased because I rate Aleister Black so highly as an in-ring wrestler and as a character. I feel like he has so much untapped potential because him in NXT especially was on another level. And I just feel like he can't bring that on the main roster if booked correctly. And I thought Triple H was going to be the one to finally bring that booking to Aleister Black, but like he's been good in parts, especially with Zelina Vega, but I just feel like again he's been underutilized in storylines, and I feel like he should be in the IC ladder match. Like how I would have it is he should be the sixth man in the IC ladder match, and then they should have a fatal four-way between Ilya Dragunov, Trick Williams, Sami Zayn, and Carmelo Hayes for the US title. That's how I would have done it. Or have Ilya Dragunov be involved in the Intercontinental title ladder match as well. I just think it's a disgrace. All three of those are left off the card. Just
Only reason they're not in the IC is because all those people on Raw.
yeah.
If you notice, all of those people are on Raw, so they don't have no SmackDown people on it, which makes sense because the IC title ain't on SmackDown. But who I think is going to win, or I'm gonna just say this: the people I would want to win is three choices. It's either Penta retaining, Javon Evans winning, or start off a big run for Rusev because he needs some momentum. And Penta has been doing so good with the IC title that I really don't want him to lose it yet. So I'm gonna go with Penta to retain. Hello, welcome to the
I
stream.
I agree because, like you said, there's probably going to be a lot of new champions this WrestleMania. So at least one or two has got to keep that title, and I think Penta will be one of them. So yeah, I think Penta will retain the Intercontinental Championship. Although I would not be mad if Javon Evans won the title because I like Javon Evans. I feel like he has a lot of potential. I just don't think he's ready yet to be a champion, but he will get there. He will definitely get there. But yeah, for me, Penta retains.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be great. Um, yeah, we'll talk about the other match featured later on because I think that's been the best built one. Um, Finn Balor as the Demon. I don't like how they announced it. I did like the video segment they had afterwards, but it basically said, "Hey, the Demon's coming back." I'm excited because I like that different side of Finn, but I don't like how they announced it. But against Dom, and even with Demon or no Demon, I already had Finn Balor beating Dom. So I,
Yeah, like honestly, as soon as I saw that they announced Finn Balor returning as a demon for WrestleMania, I was so pissed. Like, not because I didn't want to see the demon, I did want to see the demon. I was excited because I mean it was kind of obvious that Finn was going to return as a demon, but it's something they should not have announced. They should have just kept it as a surprise for the night. Like have it just be billed as Finn Balor was Dominic Mysterio, and then Dom comes out first, does his entrance, and then we're waiting for Finn Balor to come out. Then all of a sudden the lights go black, and then everyone's like, "Oh shit!" And then that's when the heartbeat like hits, and then Finn Balor's demon music starts playing, and then the red lights like all around, and then everyone loses their shit because the demon's back. Considering the demon has been gone for so long, this is something they really should have just kept a surprise. I just don't like the modern day WWE way of just announcing everything beforehand. There are barely any surprises in WWE anymore, and it's sad because it takes half of the excitement out of things. Like we've had our fair share of um disagreements with how WWE does things with, for example, the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble, everything's fucking announced these days instead of actually having surprise entrance. Now everything is announced beforehand. It's like, oh, this person's here, this person's here, this person's here. Even some people that are surprises, like, he's here, he's returning at the Rumble, he's returning at the Rumble. It's just like, why? Just save them as surprises. And it's the same for everything else. It's just like, whenever someone's coming back, they don't do it like they used to, where they just have them just return on the show, music playing out of nowhere, and they're there, and the crowd goes insane. Instead, they just announce it on social media just to get some engagement on social media or to sell tickets. And then everyone's like, "Oh, this person's returning to the show. I need to buy a ticket." It's like that's not how it works. That's not how it works. I guarantee you, the demon being announced for WrestleMania compared to Finn Balor just being the match has made no difference to ticket sales. No difference. People are excited for the Demon, but it's not something that's going to sell tickets. Like, people aren't going to go, the Demon's back. I need to get a ticket for WrestleMania. No. So what was the point in announcing it? You should have just waited. But yeah, aside from that, one big issue I have was that I'm excited for the match. I feel like them both are going to put on a really good match. And yeah, it's an easy Finn Balor win for me. Even if he wasn't the demon, I still think Finn wins. But since he's the demon, it's pretty much a no-brainer now that Finn wins. So yeah, Finn Balor wins.
Yeah, we agree on that. Sami Zayn defend the IC title against Trick Williams. We've already talked about who should be and should be in the match. And how he would have done it. I think Sammy's a transitional champion, very transitional champion. I think Trick Williams wins here. They crown him, and I think there's a double turn. I think Sammy turns heel, and I think Trick becomes a babyface, but still does the same stuff as he's been doing because he's been a babyface. But he plays off as a heel. I think it's a double turn, and they officially turn both of them because I think Sami Zayn has ran its course as a babyface for a while now.
Yeah, I agree. Especially considering
That's
the reactions
yeah.
Sami Zayn has been getting as of late has not been good for a babyface. Like he's been getting boos. Like I think people are just getting a bit bored of Sammy. Which is unfortunate because Sammy's a great wrestler and he is really good character wise as well. I just think his booking has been a bit it's been a bit bad since leaving the bloodline, I think. Like the first year of it, like when he went after Gunter, beat Gunter for the IC title, that was good. But then after that, it was a case of like some people are just waiting for Sami Zayn to be put in the main event scene, but he never got put there. He's just been staying in the mid card and constantly winning back mid card titles when he doesn't need to, compared to someone who needs it, like a Carmelo Hayes or a Trick Williams or an Ilya Dragunov and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think people are just getting a bit sick and tired of Sami Zayn now as a babyface. So yeah, he should turn heel. Trick Williams should turn babyface, and yeah, I think Trick Williams wins the belt. Really should be a triple threat, at least between with Mello in it, because Mello and Trick Williams have a lot of history as well back in NXT. So that's something they could like take advantage of as well, like in this storyline if they put Mello into it. So this is why I think for this SmackDown they really should um, put Mello in this match. But yeah, even if Mello does get put in the match, I still think Trick Williams wins. So yeah, either way, Trick Williams will win the United States Championship.
I agree. I agree. Um, what am I missing? Okay. Jade defending the women WWE Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley. This has been one of the most boringest builds I've ever seen in my life watching wrestling. Of a supposed to be a big build to a big show. This has been terrible, and I am just going to credit to Jade just not really being good. I can't. She's got the look, she's got all that, but when she hits the ring, boy, does it fall down tremendously. Um, but I do not think Rhea is going to defeat Jade because I think there's going to be a returning person that's going to take it off of Jade, and I think that's Bianca. So for that reason, whenever Bianca does return, which could be at Mania if she's healed up from surgery, I don't know how that's even going or anything. Um, but that's who I would have take the title off of Jade is Bianca. I don't think it makes any sense really to have Rhea win here. I'm not really looking forward to the match because the build's been terrible, like I said. This is one of my least favorite big matches that I'm just not really excited for. I hope they prove me wrong because Rhea is very good. We know Rhea's good, but can she carry Jade to a very good match? You know what? We're going to see. But I don't see Jade losing just yet, even though her reign's just been terrible. I think Jade is going to retain.
Okay, so with this match, it's obvious that the original plan for this match was going to be Jade versus Bianca. I think if Bianca got back from an injury in time, I feel like that's the way they would have gone. I feel like they would have gone Jade and Bianca or a triple threat with Rhea involved. But I feel like, you know what, I'm just gonna outright and say it. I think the plan for WrestleMania, if Bianca got back in time, would have been Bianca versus Jade, and I think they would have done Rhea versus Io at WrestleMania with Rhea
Yeah.
finally getting a win over Io. That's what I think would have happened because Rhea still hasn't beat Io in one on one. So I feel like that would have been the eventual story for Rhea at WrestleMania, and I feel like Rhea would have finally beaten Io. So I feel like that's the way it would have gone if Bianca came back in time. Because as soon as they didn't, they've had to change things up and go Rhea and Jade. And like you said, this has been one of the worst builds to a big WrestleMania match I've seen in a while. Like it's just been so boring from the very start. All this storyline has been built off is I have a better body than you. Oh, I am more built than you. I am stronger than you. Oh, who cares? Who cares about who has a better body and who has a better physique? Who cares? I I honestly don't give a flying fuck about this storyline. It's just, it's clear they had no plan for a storyline between these two when Rhea won the Elimination Chamber. So they were just like, just say whatever, go out there and say whatever. So yeah, I'm not excited for this. I'm not excited for the match either because, like you said, Jade, she has the look, she has the entrance, but when she gets in the ring, goes down, it's a nosedive. And Rhea's great. We know Rhea is talented in the ring and she can have incredible matches with people, but do I think she's the type of wrestler that can carry someone like Jade to a great match? I don't know. I don't think so. Um, so nothing on Rhea, but I don't think this is going to be a particularly good match. I just feel like this is going to be a eh, is what it is match. Like, um, which is sad because I think Rhea deserves to be put in the ring with someone
Hey,
who can actually put on a good match.
uh, well, what's your prediction?
Uh prediction. See, I hear your theory of Jade retaining and Bianca coming back and then doing Bianca and Jade. Um, but I feel like the way they're going to do it, they're going to do it really long term. I think they're going to have Rhea win the title off Jade, and then Bianca will come back, but then she'll go after Jade non-title. Non-title, as like just a grudge match. Because obviously they have history. So just a grudge match, don't need the title. Bianca will get the big win over Jade, and then they'll build to arguably the biggest match they can do in the women's division for WrestleMania next year. Rhea versus Bianca. One on one. Which I feel like star wise in the women's division, that's the biggest match they can do. So yeah, I feel like SummerSlam it'll be Bianca and Jade non-title, and then Rhea will defend her title against whoever. Maybe Io at SummerSlam. Um, Rhea will retain, Bianca will beat Jade, and then they'll begin a long build to Rhea and Bianca next year for WrestleMania. That's what I think. So I'm gonna go Rhea Ripley to win the title here because, and also I just don't want to see Jade as champion any longer because she's barely defended the title, and when she has, it's been very bad. Aside from her
Yeah.
look and her entrance, she's nothing more than a look and an entrance. Her in ring, her mic skills don't even impress me that much. Like she does nothing for me on the mic either. Like if she was decent on the mic, then I would somewhat forgive her in ring skills. But she does nothing for me on the mic either. So she doesn't even bring that. So by that standpoint, I'm just like, yeah, yeah, I'll go with Rhea to win the title.
Trust me, I hope Rhea wins, but I don't think that's the route they're going. um, the other match in the first hour feels like it could easily be the main event of night one over Randy and Cody, in my opinion. Um, is Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. This build is legit the best build out of all the matches by far. Um,
It's not even close.
it's not even close. This match feels like an easy main event. Don't know how the match is going to go. Don't know how they're going to do it, but I mean, it feels like a simple 8 to 10 minutes at the longest. Just slugfest going back and forth, and I, I think now with Gunther saying something to Paul Heyman about a favor, before that I would have said I could see Brock winning here and having Oba face him at SummerSlam and get the win back there. Because even with a Brock win against Oba, I think Oba's been made. Even in defeat, if Brock barely won and Oba had him beat and everything, I wouldn't be mad if that happened. But I think with Gunther, um, saying stuff to Heyman about you owe me big time and all that, I think that's the direction they're going for SummerSlam with him and Brock. So to me, with how the storyline with that plays into this, for me, Oba has to win. So I'll go Uber to win. Um, and I hope with how great this build has been, I truly, truly hope it is a fun collision course with these two.
I agree. Yeah, from the very start, like as soon as Brock put out that open challenge, I was like, it has to be Oba. It has to be Oba. It couldn't be anyone else. Like the only other person I would have been happy with besides Oba for that open challenge is Gunter. Literally the only other person I would have been happy with. Any other person I would have been like, nah. Like, but yeah, because like I heard reports and I saw reports before Oba was announced um of like LA Knight versus Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar. As soon as I saw them, and I was just like, don't you dare go down that route. Don't, because that will be the most underwhelming outcome to an open challenge ever. So yeah, when Oba's music hit when Brock Lesnar was out there, oh mate, honestly, the excitement that was soaring through me when I heard Oba's music playing and going out to confront Brock was on another level. I cannot wait for this. I haven't been this excited for a match in a long time. This is going to be an absolute slugfest. Like, it's going to be great. It doesn't even need to be that long, like you said. It like 8 to 10 minutes, fine, that's perfect. Just give me all action in those 8 to 10 minutes, and I'm all good. Basically, do something similar to what Brock and Goldberg did back in WrestleMania
Mhm.
33. That's all it needs to be.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, just all action from start to finish, no taking breaks, just boom, 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 boom. Like F5s, fall from graces, just yeah, German suplexes, um, you know, put someone through a barricade, through an announce table. Just do as much stuff as you want to do in that 8 to 10 minutes, and see what you can do. But yeah, no. In my opinion, I know Oba is pretty much a made man now at this point. Even if he did lose, but in my honest opinion, he needs to win. I feel like a win like this against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, his debut match at WrestleMania, with how over he is, it will just propel him to superstardom. Like Seth even said himself in a promo that Oba is the future of the business. Seth wouldn't go out there and say that if the company themselves didn't believe that. So if the company truly believe that Oba Femi is the future of this business and the future of the company, put your money where your mouth is. Strap the rocket to that man's back, have him beat Brock, and go from there. Like, just make him into an absolute monster. Like, no matter who he faces. Hell, I would even go
Well,
far and say, next Royal Rumble, you know who's winning. Like, I don't know about that, but
I'd take it a step further. I'd have him win the world championship at SummerSlam.
wow, that quick. Wow.
Yeah, dude. There's certain talent I would never say that, but with a talent like this, I mean, I don't think they will do that because they just don't do that stuff hardly.
Mm.
But Oba is different. So I mean, what
Honestly,
it
I
like?
would.
Say he beats see beats Brock. What else? What else better can you do than beat Brock? Win the world title.
True,
So
true. I think either SummerSlam or they could build it to next WrestleMania. I think by next WrestleMania maximum, he will be a world champion. That's my personal prediction. I I think if they build it to WrestleMania, he will be the winner of next year's Royal Rumble. He will win next year's Royal Rumble, and he will go on to face Roman Reigns for the world title at WrestleMania next year. They'll do Roman and Oba. That's what I personally think. If they want to have Oba win the world title against their biggest star, then that's how you know they believe in him. So, yeah, this is probably a mad shout, like from the very start to give out about Oba. But yeah, I genuinely think he could win the Rumble next year and then go on to face someone like Roman Reigns next year for the world title and beat Roman. So, or beat Cody. Like, I don't know. They could have him face Cody, but I feel like him versus Roman is the bigger match. Because just the visual of Oba and Roman standing opposite each other. Oh, give me that now. Give me that now. It'd be a flashback of. You remember when Keith Lee and Roman Reigns had that back and forth at Survivor Series a few
yeah,
years back? And Keith Lee was over as all hell? It'd be similar to that, but even more with Oba. So, yeah. But yeah, I Obafemi for me has to win. It's just no doubt about it. Like Oba, this would be massive for him. So yeah, Obafemi for the win.
I agree. Main event: World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk defending against Roman Reigns. Um, my my wrestling knowledge thinks Roman wins here, and I really hope he really doesn't because I don't really want another part time run with Roman because I don't think we'll get a full time run. Um, uh, and who I want to win is Punk because I know he's going to be there. So it's like I don't think anything big is going to happen like big time wise in Randy and Cody's match. I don't think it's anything going to be like, oh, holy shit, that's happened. Um, but I'll go on the route that something big will probably happen with Punk and Roman. I don't know what it is, but something where it's like, okay, that makes sense or something like that because this man Punk been talking about a lot of damn Samoans, and that's probably not going to turn out really good for him. So, or maybe it turns out good for him in the long run, and we just don't know it. I don't know. I don't know. With who I'm going to predict to win. mm, which route do I go here? I'll go with Punk retaining. And
Wow.
I I hope that's the case.
See, I'm in a similar mindset as you. I want Punk to retain because I don't want to see another Roman Reigns part-time run, especially not if it lasts all the way to next year Mania. Like, say if he holds it for a year, I don't want to see another year as Roman Reigns part-time champion. I don't. I personally would rather Punk retain, because then it gives Punk a huge Mania win in his first WrestleMania main event, like true main event. Because I'm sorry, last year don't count. I know they sometimes count Mania Night ones as like the main event in WrestleMania, but we all know the truth. The true main event is the main event of night two. Come on. So this is technically Punk's first true main event of WrestleMania. Um, so Yeah, I feel like if they give Punk the win in his first ever WrestleMania true main event, then I feel like it would be huge for him. Um, but I can't move past that. I just think WWE will just think business wise, it'll be better for Roman to be back on top as the champion going forward, even though I disagree with it. My mind goes back and forth with it because I feel like either man could win and realistically win. Um,
Yeah, and I'll say this while you're thinking. Um, Punk has carried this feud by far, and the times that they've went back and forth, I think Punk has won more than he's lost against Roman. I
yeah, I
think
agree.
the only occasion that Punk lost was the first night when Roman declared against him.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
and I
Yeah,
don't I don't feel like he lost by much either.
no, yeah, I
So
think Roman won the first promo battle, but I think Punk has won pretty much every one since then.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, personally, I would personally go with Punk retaining, but do I think WWE will? No, I think Roman will win the title. Unfortunately, I think WWE will just go down that route.
Mm. I guess we'll see. I mean, this week, and then this upcoming weekend, WrestleMania 42. Um, Hopefully it's a good one. We'll see. We'll see. I have. I'm. I hope, and I'm thinking it will be, but it's also back in my mind. I'm like, man, how they going to mess some of this stuff up? How they going to mess some of this stuff up?
Yeah, because
Because
I'm dreading.
it seems like they always find a way to mess
Yeah,
it up. So,
because I'm dreading in particular Cody and Randy, because I'm just thinking like they're gonna have Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll get involved in the match, and it's just like what shenanigans are we gonna get in that that's gonna mess this match up?
hey, be prepared. Randy and Pat versus Jelly Roll and Cody Backlash.
Oh Christ alive! Oh, you already know that's happening as
I,
well.
I'm telling you, it
Yeah,
is
it's definitely
happening.
happening. It is definitely happening. But yeah, what I find interesting with this prediction, we've actually gone different on a lot of the matches, which is unlike us. We normally go the same direction because it's normally like pretty predictable which way they go down. So it's like both of us go the same winners for most of the matches. We normally go like one or two different, one maximum maybe. But this one,
We got
we've
we
gone
got
like four or five,
we got four different.
four different. So yeah, we've actually gone different on quite a lot of the matches. So yeah, that's going to make things quite interesting.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we'll see because I don't know how I feel about my Stephanie pick, but I have a feeling they might just have a retain. I don't know. I guess we're going to see. We got four matches, and that's normally we probably got normally two max. That's different most of the
Yeah,
time. If it's a big card, it's normally two max
yeah,
that's different. We got four, so I can't wait to see which ones we got wrong, right, or etc. Um, Hope you guys enjoyed this. Now it's time for me to go to the great old thing called work and do that. Um,
yeah. I gotta work in
if you
like 4 hours. So yeah,
yeah, yeah, I gotta be there in an hour. So I'm so glad I can go to work now. Um, Hope you guys enjoyed. Please hit that like button if you're watching on demand after this gets up, which it takes like forever to get up. I don't know why it does after the stream. That's one of the parts that irritates me, but it is what it is. Um, and I guess we'll try to figure out. Well, we'll probably try to do a podcast next week after WrestleMania and just talk about the stuff coming out of it. We got to figure out what day for next week, though. I don't think I have anything planned for next week. I don't have any appointments or anything, but I do have one tomorrow. I said Wednesday to you, but then I figured out it's actually tomorrow. I said, "Oh damn,
Oh, fair.
I gotta wake." I was like, "Oh damn, I gotta wake up tomorrow early." But I hope you guys enjoyed this. And then let's hope WrestleMania is good. But I hope you guys have a great day wherever you, what time or whatever it may be, and peace out, y'all.
Take care, guys.